So today we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam according to the Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, chapter 2. It is explaining that the first stages of devotion. There it is mentioned that the three categories of devotional service which Srila Rupa Goswami describes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu are listed as devotional service in practice. So devotional service means bhakti. So there are three types of devotional service. First is sadhana. What we are doing every day was sadhana, practice. In that practice of devotional service, one of the item is to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. That is also mentioned in the same Nectar of Devotion, chapter 6. Please hear. Chapter 6 is called How to Discharge Devotional Service. Okay? There it is mentioned there are 64 items one should follow. 64 items mean including first initiation and second initiation. 64 items mostly for second initiated person. How to discharge devotional service, there are 64 items. I'm just trying to say that. There it is mentioned three places. One must hear about the Lord and his pastimes from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is explained in this Nectar of Devotion, chapter 6. Okay? You have to note down also, it's very important book. This book is very, very important. Every day we follow this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So here it is mentioned that one must hear about the Lord and his pastimes from Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and similar literatures. Every word we should try to understand properly. One must hear about the Lord. Bhagavad Gita spoken by the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam about Krishna and his pastimes. Anyway, so one must hear about the Lord and his pastimes from Srimad Bhagavatam. Also, one must hear Bhagavad Gita every day. So this is instituted by Srila Prabhupada for everyone. Other place also, this is 22nd one. 34 also mentioning one should regularly hear Srimad Bhagavatam. 64 items, out of 64 there is 3 places mentioned about hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. 31st one, 34, one should regularly hear Srimad Bhagavatam and similar literatures. These 2 places. Of course, third one is explaining that one should relish Srimad Bhagavatam, pleasure of Bhagavatam, reading among the devotees, not outsiders. This is, here we follow in 34 1. One should regularly hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And 22nd one also, one must hear and his past tense Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the way ISKCON Ashram meant for those who are initiated, first and second, must follow this. So, now this is very nice. Today we are going through 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we have to remind everything about Krishna consciousness. So let us read what Prabhupada talking about Srimad Bhagavatam. Everywhere, in every canto, Prabhupada mentioned about Srimad Bhagavatam. They're very, very important, especially now. Preface. This is the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Everywhere, preface, Prabhupada talking about Bhagavatam. Prabhupada said that Srimad Bhagavatam should be introduced also in the schools and colleges. School preaching going on? No. Yeah? College preaching? School preaching also? No. Yeah? Okay, anyway. So Prabhupada explaining here. Srimad Bhagavatam should be introduced also in the schools and colleges. For it is recommended by great student devotee Prahlad Maharaja. So here further Prabhupada writes about disparity in human society due to lack of principles in godless civilization. There is God. Prabhupada writing here. Or Almighty, Supreme Personality of Godhead. From whom everything emanates. The great science, not material science, it is completely spiritual. भागवत साइंस इसको कहते हैं. समझ में आ रहे हैं? You understand? This science is not like outside college, university में. वो science नहीं है. This science is called Bhagavata science. It's very important to know, because science, here Prabhupada explained, no? Now we are in this boundary of the temple. This is limit understanding of Krishna. Same understanding Krishna, whole universe. Bombay. What are the Bombay things are there? Millions and millions of trees are there. Millions of birds, millions. I'm just trying to say that this is science. It's a great science. So here Prabhupada explaining that whom everything maintained and whom everything merged to rest. See the trees. Just study the tree. We are only thinking that, oh, Krishna consciousness. See the trees. What is this creation? How? How wonderful. Not only these trees, all over the Bombay, and big, big trees, banyan tree, so many trees. How it is growing, how strong pillar. What I tried to say here, Prabhupada is explaining that material science has tried to find the ultimate source of creation very insufficiently. But it is fact there is one ultimate source of everything, that be. This ultimate source is explained rationally, authoritatively in the beautiful Bhagavatam. So I am trying to explain this. Bhagavatam, what Prabhupada explained about Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental science, no material science. The language is material. One can read Hindi, English, Gujarati, material language. But it is a spiritual science. It can be understood only by the shelter of the Guru, by shelter of a sadhu. Otherwise, you can't read, you don't understand. Why? Because it's transcendental. It's not a ABCD. Transcendental, TRANC, transcendental science. You can read, but you don't know what is transcendental. Right, Mukundamada Prabhu? So Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental science, not only for knowing the ultimate source of everything, but also for knowing our relation with Him. This is the I am studying this only. Forget about that. I don't know. What relationship you have? What relationship with we don't know. Anyway. So here Prabhupada explaining that Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental science, not only for knowing the ultimate source of everything, but also for knowing our relationship, we don't know. You know? Emagiri Prabhu, you know? Emagiri Das Brahmachari. What is your relationship with God? We don't know. So Prabhupada says that everything, but also for knowing our relationship with Him and our duty towards perfection of human society on the basis of perfect knowledge. Srimad Bhagavatam begins with the definition of ultimate source. It is a bona fide commentary on the Vedanta Sutra by the same author, Srila Vyasadeva. Prabhupada explained further, the 10th canto is the distinct from the first 9 cantos. This is well see why we are now reading 10th canto. So Prabhupada is very clearly mentioning here, the 10th canto is distinct from the first 9 cantos. How many have attended first canto class? Atuta, second canto class, third canto class. How many of you have attended? बीच बीच में आते ना आप लोग भक्त बन जाते. Fourth canto, fifth canto, Prabhupada said ninth canto. Prabhupada said that 9 cantos mean to understand Krishna. So Prabhupada says here, because it deals directly with the transcendental activities of the personality of God, Sri Krishna, one will unable to capture the effect of the 10th canto. Very important, Prabhupada is telling. Without going through the first 9 cantos. So we have to remind, these books are meant for that only. You have to study. Deep study. All the Goswamis, Nana Shastra Vichara Naika Nipuno. Every devotee, Prabhupada wanted to read every day. Every day you have to hear Srimad Bhagavatam lecture, Prabhupada. Every day you have to hear Bhagavad Gita lecture. Every day you have to hear Prabhupada lectures. Then you will understand the real Krishna consciousness mean. So Prabhupada explained that one will be unable to capture the effect of 10th canto without going through the first 9 cantos. So today, since Bhagavad Gita, Lord says, where is Bhagavad Gita? I don't see your India, English mein dekho. English mein dekho. Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvatha tyaktva deham punarjanma. So Krishna's activities is birth, is appearance, is disappearance. Of course, it's not mentioned about disappearance. Appearance. Janma karma chame divyam. Krishna's activities completely transcendental. This is the 4th canto, 4th chapter Bhagavad Gita, text 9 mentioned. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance. We also appeared, right? I am appeared. You are appeared, right? Haribol? We are all appeared. But our appearance, material appearance. Haribol. Haribol bola to 3 times you have to chant Hare Krishna. Haribol. 3 times. Loudly. Hare. 3 times हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र बोलना है. मेरा प्रिंसिपल ये बनाया है. मैं एक बार हरि बोल बोले तो 3 टाइम आप लोग हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र को दोहराना जोर से. ठीक है? हरि बोल. So, here, 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is called transcendental knowledge. Again, transcendental, not material. Whole Bhagavad Gita is transcendental. Again, in the 4th chapter is called transcendental knowledge. So, everybody can repeat this translation. I will chant, okay? One who knows the transcendental nature, my appearance and activities, does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. O Arjuna. Millions and millions and millions of years ago, this was spoken. 5,000 years ago, again spoken. Yoga nashta parantapa. So here Krishna is telling, why I am trying to bring this Bhagavatam, 10th canto, transcendental pastimes. Prabhupada nicely purport, just 2 minutes I can read. The Lord descent from his transcendental abode is already explained in the 6th verse. One who can understand the truth of the appearance of the personality of God is already liberated from the material bondage. Therefore, he returns to the kingdom of God. So this is, the devotee should be very, very attentive. Krishna consciousness means first you have to pay attention to the hear. Sravanam, Sravanam, Sravanam. Without hearing, you cannot preach. You have to hear from the Guru. You have to hear from a sadhu. What is in the scriptures? First you hear. Whatever you heard, you preach. Repeat. Don't add your subtract. This is preaching. Preaching does not mean, oh, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Preaching means what you heard from your Guru Maharaj, sadhus, shastra, then you repeat. That is preaching. So what I am trying to say, hearing is very, very, very important. Prabhupada instituted every day 45 minutes morning Bhagavatam, evening class also. I am studying all these things. This class is not for public. Whether Gita class or Bhagavatam is for the devotees. ध्यान रखो. मैं भी इधर 20 साल से क्लास दिया है, लेकिन मैं कोई रियलाइज नहीं हुआ. This class for the devotees. Anybody can sit and hear, that is that. But the class, Gita class, Bhagavatam class, for the devotees. Compulsory. So Srimad Bhagavatam. So here it is explained now, Janma Karma Chame Divyam Evam Yoviti Tatvata. So today, since we are reading 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 15, I was thinking to read about Krishna. This is the Dasamaskanda. 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada wrote Krishna book. So here, 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the Krishna book, killing of Dhenukasura. That's what we are reading, chapter 15. So let us read what the pastimes of the Lord, the wonderful pastimes. The killing of Dhenukasura. In this way, Sri Krishna, along with his elder brother Balarama, passed the childhood age known as Kaumara and stepped into the age of Pauganda. From the 6th year up to the 10th, at the time, all the covered men conferred and agreed to give those boys who had passed their 5th year charge of cows in the pasturing ground. Given charge of the cows, Krishna and Balarama traversed Vrindavan, purifying the land with their lotus foot prints. Completely transcendental. Actually, I am trying to study Now, the age mentioning, 5 years, 10 years, it is just, I don't know, it's only for our understanding, right? That is Krishna's activities are transcendental, divine. Accompanied by the coward boys. Who are these? Both material world, there are coward boys, but they are all rascal coward boys. Huh? Material. But Krishna's coward boys, transcendental. Their bodies are Sachidananda Vigraha that we are discussing. Don't think that Krishna, Balarama, talking. It's not that. The pure devotees have a wonderful relation with the Krishna. So here it is explaining the accompanied of coward boys. Who are those? Chaitanya Charitamrita, you can mentioning so many Lord's pastime, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there are so many, some are coward boys. Asim Krishna Prabhu, you know one coward boy name in Chaitanya Leela? Huh? I can't hear. Huh? Yeah, Ananta Krishna Swami. चैतन्य चरितामृत में बहुत से कवर्ड बॉय का उनका अवतार बताया ना, एक नाम बताओ. असीम कृष्ण अनंत कृष्ण स्वामी. Anyway, so Chaitanya Leela, these coward boys, they appeared in Chaitanya Leela. Accompanied by the coward boys and Balarama, Krishna brought forward the cows, played on his flute as he entered in the forest of Vrindavana. Vrindavan, again in Vrindavan there is the forests, 12 forests. Talavan, Mahan, kya hai? Baulavan, they're all forest. That is why it is explaining, which was full of flowers, transcendental flowers, vegetable, transcendental, not like our potato, tomato materially, right? So who can understand these wonderful pastimes of Krishna? And pasturing grass. The Vrindavan forest was as sanctified as the clear mind of the devotee and was full of bees. Madhumaki. मधुमक्खी इधर तो वो काटता है, वो मधुमक्खी भी काटता है वृंदावन में नहीं. Flowers, full of bees, flowers and fruits. There were chirping birds, clear water lakes with the water that could relieve one all fatigue. Sweet smelling breeze blew always, refreshing the mind and body. Krishna with his friend and Balarama entered into the forest, and seeing the favorable situation, desired to enjoy the atmosphere to the fullest extent. Krishna saw all the trees overloaded with fruits and flowers, fresh twigs, bending down to touch the ground as if welcoming him by touching his lotus feet. See how wonderful pastimes of Krishna. I don't know how many lives I have to take birth to enter into this pastime. Right? Krishna saw all the trees and overloaded, welcoming him by touching his lotus feet. He was very much pleased by the behavior of the trees. हरि बोल जोर से 3 बार. हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्ण. So see how wonderful, huh? Prabhupada talks about the trees. Chintamani prakarasadmasu kalparuksha. Kalparuksha means desired trees. Here we have trees. The trees, mango tree only give mango. Banana tree give only banana. But this kalparuksha tree, whatever you want, it gives. That is only in Goloka Vrindavan. That is the difference. Even the cows. संसार में भी cows है ना गाय. How many liter देता है दूध? 10 liter, 20 liter, 100 liter, okay. In Goloka Vrindavan, the cows gives abundant of milk. You cannot imagine. So here it is explained about the trees. Why I'm trying to bring the tree. So Krishna then spoke to his elder brother Balarama as follows. My dear brother, you are superior to all of us. Dekho, this is in spiritual realm, this is superior, inferior, not like material. Then we have to discriminate who is superior, who is inferior. It's not like a material, but spiritually also there is a difference. Prabhupada said the right hand and left hand. Difference. Both are hands. This is auspicious, this is inauspicious. Prabhupada says about hand. You want to give something, you have to give with the right hand, not with the left hand. That is insult, that is inauspicious. Sometimes we see, children or anybody, sometimes when we are giving present, they say, right hand lagao, not left hand. Charanamrit, right hand. Everything right. आरती right, उल्टा नहीं करते. So anyway, I'm trying to say that here Prabhupada is explaining that, my dear brother, you are all superior to all of us. And your lotus feet are worshipped by the demigods. Balaram is the elder brother. Balaram is also supreme personality of Godhead, but his original is Krishna. But in Krishna's pastime, Balaram has become elder brother. So here Krishna says to Balarama, all the demigods worship you. Just see how these trees full with fruits and flowers have bent down to worship your lotus feet. It appears that they are trying to get out of the darkness that has obliged them to accept the form of trees. Actually, the trees born in the land of Vrindavan, not ordinary living entity. Haribol. Why I'm trying to, Prabhupada says, the trees in Vrindavan not ordinary trees. Having held the impersonal point of view in their past lives, they have been put into the stationary condition of life. But now they have the opportunity seeing you in Vrindavan. Very interesting, na? Prabhupada writing. Ah. I was studying this. Prabhupada talking about the monkeys. We are seeing so many monkeys. Ah. Krishna's time also monkeys are there. That monkey different, this monkey. Nahi? Prabhupada is telling why these monkeys take birth in Vrindavan. Before they were all sadhus, but doing nonsense. Doing nonsense. Vrindavan mein रहकर all sense gratification कर रहे हैं. So Krishna gave chance again to take birth like a monkeys. You have to study. इसको भी बहुत study करना है. That's what Prabhupada says. So I try to say here, Prabhupada is explaining, now they have the opportunity to seeing you in Vrindavan. They are praying for further advancement in spiritual life through your personal association. Generally, the living entity in the mode of darkness obtain the bodies of a tree. The impersonalist philosophers are in the darkness, but they eradicate it by taking full advantage of your presence. I think the drone that are bustling all around you must have been your devotees in their past lives. They cannot leave your company because no one can be better, more affectionate master than you. You are the supreme original personality of Godhead. The drone are just trying to spread your glories by chanting at every moment. I think some of them must be great sages, devoted of your lordship. They are distinguished themselves in the form of a drone because they are unable to give up your company even for a moment. My dear brother, Krishna is telling to Balaram, you are the supreme worshipable Godhead. Just see how the peacocks dancing before you in great ecstasy. The deers whose behavior just like that of the gopis are welcoming you with the same affectionate. The cuckoos who are residing in the forest are welcoming you with their joyful, sweet cries because they consider that your appearance in their home is so auspicious. Even though they are the trees, animals, these residents of Vrindavan are glorifying you. They are prepared to welcome you to the best of their ability at the practice of great souls in receiving another great soul at home. As for the land, it is so pious and fortunate because the footprint of your lotus feet are making its body. So these are wonderful pastimes. That is like today, these pastimes mostly occurring in Krishna and Balaram, right? So in the first canto, the source of all incarnation, that is explaining the incarnation of Krishna and Balarama. I would like to highlight on that. Naradevatam apanna surakarya chikirshaya. Oh, this one. In the 19th incarnation, 19th and 20th incarnation, the Lord advented himself as Lord Balarama and Krishna. This is the first canto, chapter 3, the source of all incarnation. Text 23, it is explaining about Krishna and Balarama Avatara. Lord Krishna in the family of Vrishni. And so doing, he removed the burden of the world. The similar sloka, the prayer, composed by Kulashekar Alvar. Jayatu Jayatu Devo Devaki Nandanoyam is glorifying Krishna. oh, wonderful Krishna who appeared in the womb of Yashoda, Devaki. All glories to Krishna. Jayatu Jayatu Mega Shyamala. Jayatu Jayatu Krishna Vrishni Vamsha Pradeepa. He appeared in the Vrishni Vamsha. Jayatu Jayatu Mega Shyamala Komalango. Jayatu Jayatu Prithvi Bhara. So the similar sloka this is. Everybody can repeat after me. In the 19th and 20th incarnations, the Lord advented himself as Lord Balarama and Lord Krishna in the family of Vrishni, the Yadu dynasty. By so doing, he removed the burden of the world. So Kulashekara also said, no, Jayatu Jayatu Prithvi Bhara. Krishna appears to remove the burden of the earth. Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, no? Yada yada dharmasya glanir bhavati bhar abhyutanam adharmas tadatmanas. So this is a wonderful. Let us read what Prabhupada writes about this sloka, purport. The specific mention of the word Bhagavan in the text indicate that Balarama and Krishna, original form of the Lord. This will be further explained later. Lord Krishna is not an incarnation of Purusha, as we learned from the beginning of this chapter. He is directly the original personality of Godhead, and Balarama, the first plenary manifestation of the Lord. From Baladeva, the first phalanx of plenary expansion. Vasudeva, Shankarshana, Aniruddha, Pradyumna expands. Lord Sri Krishna is the Vasudeva, Baladeva is Sankarshana. This is the purport. So, that's what today we are trying to discuss. So this, what we are doing every day, you have to deeply observe what you are doing. Mangalarati, Guru Puja, Tulsi Puja, very, very significant. And that all things are followed by these books. Upadeshamrita also is very, very important book. Every day we have to follow this. Vacho Vegam. Control your tongue. Control your tongue. Control your mind. Manasa Krodho Vegam. Jiva Vegam. That is explaining here. So what I try to say, Upadeshamrita, the pure transcendental literature Rupa Goswami has given. Yesterday I had a Tana, I was talking about the glory of the holy name. So we are discussing all these things. This Upadeshamrita is so important book that Prabhupada writes so nicely. The Krishna conscious movement is conducted under the supervision of Srila Rupa Goswami. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Bengali Vaishnavas, mostly follower of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So here Prabhupada explaining that Srila Rupa Goswami was the leader of all the Goswamis. To guide our activities, he gave us Upadeshamrita. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left behind him the 8 verses known as Siksastaka. Rupa Goswami gave us Upadeshamrita so that we may become a pure Vaishnavas. So this we have to follow this Upadeshamrita. So second prayer is, second sloka says, Atyahara prayascha prajalpa niyamagraha janasangasya lolyancha shadvir bhakti vinashyati. Our bhakti will be destroyed when we become too much. What is that? Explaining here. Pure bhakti actually, it says that once devotional service is spoiled, when he becomes too entangled in the following 6 activities: eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. This is very, very important. We have to, Rupa Goswami explaining. Over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. Talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. Practicing the scriptural rules and regulation only for the sake of following them, not for the sake of spiritual advancement. Or rejecting the rules and regulation of the scriptures, working independently, whimsically. Associate with the worldly minded person who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. Being greedy for mundane achievements. So these 6 things, it will spoil our bhakti. Explaining. The next it says that Utsaha Nishya Dhairya Tattat Karma Pravartanat Sangataga Sato Vritti Shedvir Bhakti Prasiddhati. Our devotional service can be purified by following this process. There are 6 principles are favorable to execute pure bhakti. Being enthusiastic, endeavoring with the confidence, being patient, acting according to regulative principles such as Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing, chanting and remembering Krishna, abandoning the association of the non-devotee, following the footsteps of the previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assured the complete success in pure bhakti. About pure bhakti explaining. We want to do pure bhakti. Morning I was explained, no? What we are doing is sadhana, practice, practice, practice. We have to practice devotional service. Every day you have to Mangalarti, every day chanting your 16 rounds perfectly. Every day you have to worship Srila Prabhupada. Every day we have to follow these principles and engage in prescribed devotional service. That will enhance our bhakti, Krishna consciousness. So I would like to stop here. If anybody has any question regarding what we have discussed, any comment, welcome. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you for the nice class. You are mentioning that cowherd boys were having transcendental body. We saw in Kalya Leela that they got affected by the poisonous fumes and the poisonous water. They became unconscious. Also in Aghasura pastime, we saw that they became unconscious,
Right.
almost dead.
Right.
So how you explain this?
Now that's they are telling. Only a pure devotee can understand Krishna's activities, not you and me. Because we are still contaminated by 3 modes of nature. Everything transcendental. Krishna passing urine, Krishna passing stool, transcendental. You understand? That's what it says. Krishna said, Janma karma chame divyam. Our eyes, it is explained, what is that? Vishaya chadiya kabe shuddha habe man. Only when your mind is completely free from the material desires, then you can go and see Krishna in Vrindavan. Vrindavan is completely transcendental. You understand? So what we are looking materially. Krishna sleeps also. Krishna married. Krishna has hundreds and millions of children. Completely transcendental. Okay? Any other question?
Maharaj, question was about the friends of Krishna.
Whatever, anything, you're talking about Vrindavan, it's completely transcendental. You can't understand. Unless you become completely purified from these three modes of nature, tamogun, rajagun, sattagun, pure goodness, then only you can understand all these activities. You understand? Kunti Devi says it's bewildering for ordinary people. You take birth, though you have no birth. Like this, so many Kunti prayers. Okay, any other question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, we heard that just now you told, and we heard that in Vrindavan the trees are Kalpavriksha and the cows are Kamadhenu cows. They give abundant milk. So this fact is known to the Vrindavan Vasis, or they don't know this thing? Do they know this fact that the trees are Kalpavriksha and cows are like this?
Now, just to give you this simple answer to understanding about Vrindavan, Kali Yuga, it is explained that Vrindavan, the potency goes down. And just simply trying to, like a Mayapur, same Mayapur is like also Vrindavan. But the potency increases in Mayapur because of the transcendental appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what I try to say that, what we see now, you see the Vrindavan atmosphere, but hundreds and thousands of buildings are coming up. 74, 75, we went to Vrindavan. That is completely different than now. So changing. You understand? So many people go from here to do business in Vrindavan. They are not Brajavasis. You understand? Now it's very difficult to understand Vrindavan in present situation. That is explained. Even if you are going to Vrindavan, you have to associate with the advanced Vaishnavas. Not simply going yourself, parikrama, bhaga, idhar, udhar, darshan karo. Completely, it is only, no juice with me. When you go to Vrindavan, you should search for the pure devotee of the Lord. And you have to associate with them. You serve them. Then you are going to Vrindavan is successful. Otherwise, it is just Gaya, Vrindavan Gaya. Okay, anyway.
So, Maharaj, I was asking that in Golok Vrindavan,
Goloka Vrindavan.
Yashoda Maya and other Brajvasis. So
Brahma Samhita, see how wonderful.
Yeah. So are they aware about this fact?
No, everything. Completely transcendental. No material can affect. Anyway, और कोई प्रश्न है? Okay, बोलो श्री कृष्ण भगवान की, श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की, श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की, श्रीमद् भागवतमल पुराण की.